Let's begin the practice in the staff pose, Dandasana. Come and sit on your mat with your legs stretched out in front of you. Place both palms on both sides of your hips and then pushing the palms into the mat, straighten through the spine. Imagine that there is a thread tied to the top of your head and it's gently lifting your spine up, making it long and strong. As you do this, you observe the muscles on both sides of the spine, engaging, supporting, strengthening the back. Bring your attention to your navel. Gently pull the navel towards the spine, engaging the abdomen. And now start the work on your legs, forming up the leg muscles, lifting up the quads, pushing the heels away, turning the toes in towards your face. The heels might lift off the mat an inch or two, and that's perfectly okay. Now keep this engagement of the muscles. The whole body is working, breathing and strengthening. Stay there for another 3 deep breaths. Good now. Separate your feet slightly, bend your knees, place your feet on the mat, and then allow the knees to fall out as you bring the soles of your feet together for the bound ankle pose. Baddha Kona Asana. Place your hands on your ankles, or if you like, you clasp your fingers around your toes. The idea is that you straighten your spine here as well. Grounding your sit bones into the mat. Place your hands on your feet and then straighten the spine once again. So far, so good. Now see if you'd like to place your elbows on the inside of the thighs, just above the knees, and help the knees go down a little lower. Remember to exhale as you increase the pressure on the legs. With each exhale, you're sending oxygen to the muscles that helps them expand, lengthen, relax. So breathe, and then as you exhale, gentle pressure over the knees. Breathe deeply. You might want to hinge forward from the hip joint and add a gentle forward bend to the pose. Remember to do so while leading from the chin, keeping the spine straight as possible. Breathe. One more breath as you feel the inner thigh muscles stretching. Feel the openness in the hips. And then gently straighten yourself up. Next, we're going to practice a variation of the fire log pose, Agni Stambhasana. You push your bound feet slightly away from you. Okay? And then you stack the right ankle over the left ankle, or the right foot over the left foot. Good now. You will already be feeling a stretch on the outside of the right hip. Now let's work further on the stretch. Keep your hands on both sides of your feet. And keeping your spine as straight as possible, you start to walk your hands away from you, inch by inch, as you exhale. As you feel the stretch intensifying, you stay in that space, you breathe a little more, and then you stretch further. Each time that you feel the stretch intensifying, you allow your body to realize the stretch and then take it further. One more breath here and gently walk the hands back in. Change the position of the feet. This time stack the left foot on top of the right. Observe what's happening on the outside of the left hip, and then let's work deeper into the stretch. Inhale, and as you exhale, place both your hands on both sides of the bound feet. Start to walk the hands away from you, hinging from the hip joint. Breathing with each exhale, walking the hands an inch away. Stay in the posture and breathe. For people who suffer from the piriformis syndrome, which is a nerve embedded deep under the hip joint, this is an excellent release. One more breath, and then with an inhale, walk your hands back in towards the center line of the body. Straighten the legs out and bend the knees, place your feet on the mat. The feet are about a comfortable hip distance apart. Place your palms just behind the buttocks and then gently drop the feet once to the right, back to the center, once to the left, and then in a continuous motion, couple of times towards the right, then left, then right again, and left again, relaxing the hips completely. Lovely. Next, we're going to practice some spine strengthening postures. It's important to strengthen the spine when you suffer from the sciatica pain or the piriformis syndrome because it takes the pressure off the bones. It allows the muscles to hold up the spine instead. It helps the collapsing discs in the spine to realign themselves. Let's start the work. Come and lie down on your abdomen. Stretch the arms out in front of you and stretch the legs out behind you. The arms are shoulder width apart and the legs are hip width apart. Keep your forehead on the mat. Now, if you have a long nose like me, you might need to keep a book under your forehead to avoid the nose being squashed. Please find a book. Do the needful. And then start to reconnect with your breath in this position. You might be able to observe the lungs expanding in the back as well as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Very good. We are going to be practicing some variations of the locust, Shalabhasana. Let's start the work from the right side. Now, as you inhale, you lift your right arm up, head and chest up. Stretch the right arm away from you. Stay there, breathe. 2 deep breaths and notice what part of the spine is working. And then gently release the arm down to the mat. Now breathe in and lift the left arm up. Head and chest come up a little bit. Stretch the arm far away from you as if you're trying to shake somebody's hand who's over there. Breathe and then release. Very good. Next, we're going to lift up the right arm and the left leg behind us. Take a couple of deep breaths and then with an inhale, lift the right arm up, left leg up, head and chest comes up. Press the left palm and the front of the right leg deep into the mat. Stay up, breathe. Notice the muscles diagonally across the back working. Breathe one more time here. And then release the side. Moving on to the other side. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Right leg comes up this time. Head and chest up. Your gaze is a few inches ahead of your mat on the floor. This will help you keep the head aligned with the rest of the spine. Breathing, and with an exhale, release. Very good. Let's work on the upper back a little bit now. Stretch the arms out, readjust yourself on the mat if you need to. Inhale and lift both arms up. Press the hips down into the mat, cross the front of your legs into the mat. Imagine that somebody is holding down your ankles and lift from the upper back. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and release. Couple of breaths here. Doing well. Doing very good. And over to the legs now. This time, we're going to lift the legs up. You might want to readjust your hands. So if you like, you bring your palms just outside of your shoulders. Keep your chin or your forehead on the mat. And now, as you inhale, lift both legs an inch off the mat. Just an inch is also sufficient. This is just to give you an idea of the work that's happening. Feel the hamstrings, the glutes get engaged to lift the legs up. Keep the knees straight if you can. Breathe, and with an exhale, bring the legs down. Stay there. Catch your breath. Stretch the arms out in front of you once again. And let's practice Viparitanoka Asana, the inverted boat. Couple of deep breaths. Gather your energy. Inhale, lift both arms up, head and chest up, and then lift the legs also off the mat completely. Balancing on your abdomen. Hold on 6. Breathe on 5. Holding 4. Breathing 3. Holding 2. Breathing 1. And gently release. Breathe and relax. Relax. Breathe. Slide your arms underneath the shoulders. The palms are directly under your shoulder. And then shift your weight back over your heels into the extended child's pose. Counter stretch for the spine. Relaxing the lower back, realigning the spine. Take a moment here. Now when you're ready, come and sit up. And then come and lie down on your back. Next, we are going to practice something called the eye of the needle pose, or the figure 4 stretch. The Sanskrit name for the pose is Suchirandhara Asana. Sushi is the needle. Now, you bend both your knees and place your feet on the mat. The feet are hip width apart. Let's try the easier version first. Lift your right foot off the mat. Allow the right knee to drop out and then bring the right foot across the left thigh. Place the right ankle just above the left knee. The right foot is completely on the outside of the left thigh. Now use your right hand on your right knee to push the knee out as you feel the right inner thigh opening up. Stretching. Stay there. One more deep breath here. Now, if you have been undergoing a particularly painful episode of sciatica or the piriformis syndrome, then you stay with this easier version of the stretch. If you feel fine, then let's take the stretch further. You lift the left foot off the mat, bending the left knee into the chest, and insert the right hand in the triangle made by your right knee. The left hand comes from the outside of the left leg and clasp the fingers together, holding just under the left knee or above over the shin bone, whichever is accessible to you, whichever feels better for you. Remember that you are not supposed to strain. Stress is not the idea. The idea is to stretch the body, stretch the muscles. Deep breath and start to pull the left knee in towards the chest, intensifying the stretch on the right outer hip. Stay there and breathe. Bring your attention to the spine now. Start to ground the spine, which also means that you push your shoulder blades gently into the mat. You relax your shoulders, you see that they're not hunching and that the neck is not sinking in between the shoulders. Very good. Release this side and place both feet on the mat for a moment. If you like, you drop your knees from left to right and the right to left and relax the hips completely. And then let's work on the left side of the body. Lift the left foot off the mat, allow the knee to drop out and bring the left foot across the right thigh. Place the left ankle just above the right knee. The foot is completely outside the right thigh. Start with the easier version. Place the left hand on the left knee. Gently push the left knee away from you, increasing the stretch on the left hip and on the inside of the left thigh. Now, if you are suffering from the pain at this moment, sciatica or piriformis syndrome, you stay with this easier stretch. If you feel fine, take the stretch further. Lift the right foot off the mat, bending the knee into the chest. Go as far as you will today. Take the left hand, insert it in the triangle made by the left knee. Take the right hand from the outside of the right leg and interlace the fingers together, either over the shin bone or just under the knee. Once you've got the hold, work on the spine, work on relaxing the shoulders, on relaxing the back, and on grounding the spine into the mat. Breathing deeply. Breathing helps carry oxygen to your muscles. Always, always breathe when you are stretching. And release. Place both feet on the mat. Drop the knees from side to side, relaxing the hips completely. And then stretch the legs out. Take a couple of minutes of Shavasana. And then when you're ready, Bend your knees, turn to one side, come and sit up. Remember to practice the stretches on a regular basis. Yoga helps with most of these muscle conditions, with the alignment of the skeleton, but it will help only when you practice. Thank you for watching.